Okay.
And then we'll get started. So this is Jason. I'm here with Texas Brew Crafters. We're a YouTube channel that goes around and tours different breweries in the state of Texas and talks about craft beer and puts all of that online for other people to see so we can get the word out about all these craft beer breweries. And this is the first time I've done something like this. We've never done a live interview before. And well, this is a recorded interview. I shouldn't say live. It's a recorded interview that I'm going to put up later after our editing. And when JD, when the way that Zoom works is that when I'm talking, it's going to show in the finished product. You'll see when I'm talking, it's going to show me full screen. And then when you start talking and I shut up, it'll show you full screen. So it'll switch back and forth like that.
Okay.
So hey, thanks for taking the time to come out today and talk. And we're just going to talk about your Instagram channel, and we're going to talk about what your favorite breweries are and that kind of thing. So you are TXBEERDUDE, is that right?
No, actually it's TXBEERDUDE.
It's TXBEERDUDE. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Texas Beer Dude.
I couldn't remember if it was North Texas or just Texas Beer Dude. Okay.
Actually, that's a couple of my buddies up north, so I know them very, very well.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay, so you are TXBEERDUDE on Instagram.
Correct.
And do you have Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, anything like that?
I do have Facebook. However, I'm really, really bad at keeping up with that. I probably need to really start focusing on that. Several folks have been asking me about my instance or my presence on Facebook. Twitter, no, not so much, and that's probably another area that I need to investigate as well too.
Okay, that's fine. Just wanting to. I'll do an overlay over the video here so that people can find you on Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah, Instagram's the hot new ticket right now. People are doing IGTV and Instagram video, and I'll probably put a short clip of this on Instagram and tag you in it when it's all said and done. But the video itself will live on YouTube because we're a YouTube show.
Yep.
But I'll put clips of it on Instagram. We can go from there. So, okay,
awesome.
Man. So you're Texas Beer Dude. Does that mean, so whereabouts are you? You don't have to tell me exactly, but like, are you in North Texas, South Texas? Where are you?
Well, I'm in San Antonio, Texas right now.
Okay.
So
okay, great.
That's where I call home for right now. So.
Okay, good. So what got you into wanting to do an Instagram channel about craft beer?
Well, Jason, I think it probably goes back to just some of the people that I've met on my travels. My wife and I are at a point in our lives where we can get around, and we've been up to the Pacific Northwest, up to Washington State, Oregon, Oklahoma, California, various different places, and it really amazed me how many people are actually on Instagram. And so I wanted to get connected there and share my love and my passion for craft beer. So it my presence on Instagram started a year ago, coming next month in October. So I've only been on Instagram for less than a year.
Wow. And you're high up there. How many followers do you have now?
I'm rapidly approaching 2,500 right now.
Yeah,
so.
I was thinking it was somewhere around 2,200 or 2,300 when I hit you up about doing this interview.
Yeah. So it's grown really, really fast.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people interested in craft beer, especially in Texas. There's new breweries popping up all over the place.
Absolutely.
So, okay. Would you ever get up to North Texas to visit?
I do.
Okay.
I do. In fact, before moving to San Antonio,
Mm-hmm.
I called Keller home for almost 8 years.
Okay.
So the company I work for, my day job that affords me the opportunity to be able to spend money on craft beer, is actually based out of Las Colinas. So I get up there quite a bit, and
Gotcha.
so it's just amazing to see how many of the new breweries that are popping up there as well too. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm in Grapevine.
Yeah.
And we've got Hop and Sting Brewing actually in Grapevine, which used to be Grapevine Craft Brewery, which was basically my favorite brewery like ever. And,
well, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm very good friends with Gary Humble, who started Grapevine Craft Brewery. So
right.
We went to church together, and so there's a lot of history there. So Grapevine Craft Brewery was very, very near and dear to my heart. So.
Yeah, same here. The guys who took it over, Hop and Sting, they're really good guys. Very, very interested in craft beer. Very open to, they've let me come in and do a lot of stuff up there. I miss a couple of the beers that Grapevine had that Hoppenstein didn't keep, especially their Night Watch Oatmeal Stout. That was like one of my favorites ever.
Now you're talking my jam there, Jason.
Okay. So, we're going to be, because that was one of the questions I was going to ask you was, what kind of style do you go for when you walk into a new place?
Oh, man, I tell you, my roots are run very deep in a lot of the traditional stuff. If I had to pick, my number one favorite type of beer would probably be, and this is not real Texas like, but it's a lot of the West Coast style IPAs.
Okay.
I love the juicy hazy stuff that's out right now. That's predominantly taking over the beer scene right now. But I love a good hoppy that kind of curl your toenails and your eyebrows. But that's what I really look for is good West Coast style. I'm a big Hefe guy. I love a good Hefeweizen. My favorite right now that you'll always find in my refrigerator is from Live Oak. So
okay.
And probably a good stout, a good barrel aged stout is another one that I typically go for, and just your pilsners and your ambers, and so those are pretty much my standard go-to beers.
Great. Okay. Yeah, I am. I mean, it makes me. Some people wouldn't say I'm a very good craft beer guy, but I'm not big on IPAs. I just some of them I like, but as a general rule, they're especially the doubles and the triples, and I did try a couple of hazies that I liked, and I've heard die-hard IPA guys say that hazy IPAs are a fad and they should go away. I don't know that I agree with that, but I'm a dark beer guy. I'm porters, stouts, chocolate porters, oatmeal stouts, some of the barrel-aged stuff. But the first thing I look for anytime I go into a new place is, what do you have that's dark? And when they start listing reds and brown ales, I'm like, let me cut you off right there. No, I said dark. What do you have that's dark?
Black.
So,
black as night.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So, and most of the craft breweries are, when I say dark, they know what I mean. But some of the restaurants I go into, what do you have that's dark? Well, I've got a Shiner Bock. No. What do you have that's dark is what I asked you.
Right. Like motor oil.
Right.
Motor oil. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, man.
Totally.
I'm with you on that.
Good. Okay. All right. So, I guess, I haven't had a chance to get down to San Antonio in quite some time, and certainly not since I started this channel. So what are some of the good breweries down there that, if I was to take a weekend trip and come down and try to tour a few of them,
if you follow me, obviously,
yeah,
you know that one of my favorite places is my neighborhood little place here called the Mad Pecker Brewing Company.
Okay.
A real good friend of mine, Jason Gonzalez, him and his wife Erica opened up that place wanting to say almost 5 years ago, right when we moved to San Antonio.
Okay.
It's a nano brewery. They only do one barrel, and they usually have anywhere from 3 to maybe 5 of their in-house breweries, and everything else is guest taps. And they typically have about 20 different taps going at one time. It's a really family-oriented place. I mean, anybody that comes to San Antonio, that's going to be the first place I'm going to take them.
Awesome.
It's just a really great place. Great food. The atmosphere is wonderful. We one of the things about San Antonio, especially since when moving here from North Texas here, is the craft beer environment wasn't as mature as what you see in North Texas, Austin, Houston, DFW area. But we're making strides. In fact, here probably in the next 2-3 months, we're going to have 4 new breweries that are going to be coming up online. So
okay.
One of the mainstays, one of the cornerstones of San Antonio is Freetail. Obviously, everyone's heard of Freetail Brewing. We've got Kunstler, which is a really great German style place here in downtown.
Okay.
Probably one of the near ones is Roadmap, which is another great place. They're doing some, some stuff that you like, some of the dark beers, some of the stouts and porters.
Okay.
And so we got a whole bunch of new places that are coming up. So I'm really excited. Really looking forward to what the future holds here for craft beer here in San Antonio. And hopefully here soon we'll be up there at the same ranks as Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Austin.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to put a weekend trip on my calendar and come down. What I've been wanting to do is do exactly that, is put a weekend trip on my calendar and come down like on Friday night. And because San Antonio is about 5 hours from me, roughly. And,
yeah.
And
depending what kind of mood I-35 is in.
Yeah, that's for sure. Boy, that's no lie.
Right.
Yeah. So my wife and I have a beach house in Galveston.
Okay.
Which is actually, it's not a second home. It's an investment property. It's a VRBO type place, but there's a place down there. It's not on VRBO. It's another place that's independent to Galveston that runs it. So it's a property management company that runs it for us. We get down there when it's not rented, but anytime it's available to be rented, we stay away because it's an investment property.
Okay.
So I get down to Galveston quite a bit, and 6, 7, 8 times a year, something like that, for a weekend here and there. There's 2 really good breweries on the island, and there's a bunch of good ones that going up I-45 from the island before you even get to Houston. There's a bunch of stuff along I-45 there, off in the little towns like Dickinson and Alvin. And
I know them all.
Okay.
I know them all.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But so I get down to Galveston, and that's what I'll do, and I'll go brewery hopping. But I need to do the same thing in San Antonio and Austin and even out in Midland, Odessa. So I'll probably hit you up if I can put a calendar on the weekend upcoming in the next couple months. I may hit you up and say, okay, give me a list of like 4 of them, because I don't want to rush through them too quick. I want to do them justice, but that's exactly what I want.
You let me know ahead of time, and I'll be your personal tour guide. I will extend the red carpet for you and give you the grand tour of San Antonio.
Awesome. Hey, that'd be great. I haven't been down to the Riverwalk in a long time.
Yep.
So.
It's still there.
I'm sure it is. Okay, good deal. All right, man. Well, up here. Well, okay. Let me ask you, you were up in Keller for a while. I assume you went to Shannon Brewing.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, most definitely.
Okay. So what are some of your favorite, if you were to come back up here for a weekend or a few days or whatever, what are some of the breweries you'd want to hit up here? What are some of your favorite ones in the North Texas area?
Man, let me see. There would be Community. There would be Pensacolas. Who else? Down around Deep Ellum. A lot of the breweries around there. Man, Martin House. One of the places. One of my personal favorites that I always make it a point to stop is they're at Turning Point. They're in Bedford.
I was going to ask you if you'd been in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually was there about a year ago. A year ago.
Okay.
So
they are probably my current. I kind of change around who my favorites are from time to time, but they're my current favorite. I go in there probably once a week, maybe a couple times a week, depending on what they have. I went in there a couple weeks ago, and they didn't have anything dark. It's too hot outside to have dark right now. But,
yep. Well, did you have by chance? Did you have their collaboration that Turning Point did with Ingenious and Weathered Souls here in San Antonio?
What do they call it? They've done
Scarab.
Yes, Jade Scarab.
Yep.
Jade Scarab. Yes, I went up there and drank a couple pints of that, and I got him to put a crowler in a can for me. I took it home.
That's some magical stuff.
It was awesome. It was very good. Yes, I loved it. So yeah, I went in there one time like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and they had like 4 stouts on the board, and I'm like, all right, I'll see you in 6 hours, so that kind of thing. So
yep,
they're
absolutely.
They're my current favorite. Community's really good. My wife works with a dog rescue called Dallas Pets Alive, and they do a monthly pet adoption event at Community. Community welcomes them in every month, and they have a standing deal with them. And Community's real involved in like pet rescue. So we're down there quite a bit. At least once a month, if not a little bit more often. But that's probably one of my favorites. If you ever been over to Plano, Unlawful Assembly, they've got a pretty good lineup up there as well.
I've heard really great things about them. So there's so many breweries that are popping up there. that
Totally.
it would take a whole week just to be able to hit them all.
Oh yeah, totally. And yeah, and I don't know even know if you could do them all justice in
Right.
that amount of time, because you'd want to be sure to drink a lot of water in between each one.
Absolutely, man.
Make some Uber driver, you make his week because you're like, I ain't driving, just take me here,
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, absolutely.
cool, man. Well, hey, I appreciate your time. I really do. I didn't want to go too terribly long because the shorter videos on YouTube do a little bit better.
Right, right.
But I'd like to, I'm going to put this together and post it, and we'll see how it goes. And I wouldn't mind getting together with you again in a couple of weeks. I'd like to talk to you about the new beer to go laws that were passed recently. What you think about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. That would be my pleasure. It'd be an honor, and thank you for the opportunity for being on your show. And like I said, looking forward to taking this friendship a little further and being able to drink some beer together and hit some breweries and go from there, man. But really do appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely, yeah. Thanks, JD, for taking the show. So everybody, go out and go to Instagram. And on Instagram, I am TX Brewcrafters, but Gary is TXBEERDUDE.
TXBEERDUDE.
Yeah. So, and I'll put that on an overlay on the video when it posts. So go follow both of us to stay up to, but especially him, because he's got a lot more followers. And he seems to get around a little bit more often. But North Texas here, San Antonio there, and keep up with all the beers that we drink. Are you on Untapped, JD?
I am.
Okay.
I am. Also as TXBEERDUDE as well too.
Okay. I don't know if I have you on my account or not, but I'll go look and add you if I don't. So
definitely. It'd be great. That would be great.
Cool, man. Yeah. Hey, I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here today.
Hey, same here. Thanks a lot, Jason. You take care.
All right. You too.
Take care.